Okay, what's up, guys? I don't know where to start. I made a halftime preview you can check out. What? Anyway, guys, the good thing is that Taco Fall got out there, that the crowd demanded that Taco Fall play, okay? So Taco Nation really pulled through in that regard, getting him in the game earlier rather than later. He still only got 8 minutes. But as we see, the team was +5 with 5 points on 3 shots, 1 for 2 from the free throw line, swishing the second one once he settled down his nerves with the 3 rebounds and the 2 blocks and the 2 turnovers. This is just a lot of stuff that can be cleaned up. Of course, the bad news, guys, is this isn't going to work. This is not a real legit. This is cosmetic. This is like a fake good team at best, guys. You saw that. Getting blown out by the regular rotation Charlotte Hornets, guys. I'm not making this up. You just saw it. Dominated on the rebounds, dominated defensively. How many rebounds did the Celtics get? 41 rebounds to 48. And most of those probably came late in the game with guys like, is it Javonte? Yeah, Javonte Green, who had 15 points, 7 for 7. Impressive. Hard to judge the stuff against the garbage time players, and one of many big worries is that Taco Fall never gets in the games except in these garbage time situations, okay? Brad Stevens is extremely hard-headed. He's one of the hardest head guys you've ever met. He ran this team right into the ground last year with Kyrie Irving. And remember, even in the 5th game against the Bucks, when it was clear we were losing, he still rode it right into the ground till the final minute with Kyrie Irving. There was never any, why don't we just throw Terry Rozier out there and bench Kyrie and send a message and say, we're sick of your shit and we're actually going to try to get one more game in this series. This is one of the hardest headed guys you've ever seen. And as you saw, with 1 minute left in the game, Taco Fall playing so well, he takes Taco Fall out and substitutes him for a person a full foot shorter in Grant Williams. Because Brad Stevens was just so in love with this small ball idea, right? He's got such a huge ego investment in Grant Williams being a better player than Taco Fall. Okay, it was Grant Williams they picked in the first round. It was Taco Fall who went undrafted. So no matter what they see on the court, guys, they don't want to see Taco Fall succeed. And they only put him in there because the crowd was chanting it about 6 different times. They chanted, "We want Taco," before Brad finally put him in, because the Celtics were getting totally blown out and the game was already over. And the Hornets had long ago taken all their regular players out and put all of their end of the bench guys out because they were blowing us out by so much. But you're going to have Brad Stevens learning absolutely nothing from this. Okay, what is Brad going to learn from this? He's probably going to learn, geez, if we just put Enes Kanter in the starting lineup, okay, he's just going to keep panicking and making the wrong adjustment. Robert Williams is a power forward, guys. Even Jarrett Allen isn't really a legit starting center in the NBA. So here we are. And Jason Tatum, he had a great game offensively, but he's not out there to get black eyes every night and concussions and dislocated shoulders and broken collarbones, guys. So and Brad's going to blame and say we got to be tougher. And you even heard Scalabrine after halftime saying, geez, I'm really looking for more from my bigs. Robert Williams, Enes Kanter, Vincent Poirier. I'm really looking for more production from my bigs. Without realizing that that there's not just one big man on the floor at a time. Jason Tatum is a big. It's power forward. He's playing a big position. You can't put it all in your center to provide all of the interior defense and offense and rebounding, right? It's not a one big league. It never was, guys. It never was. And only the Warriors made it even look like that could be a possibility. So this is just all so absurd. And all we're dealing with right now is these crazy big egos that are so wounded from what happened last year and how incredibly stupid they were last year. And the last thing they want to do is admit that their whole off-season plans were incredibly misguided and naive and stupid and panicky. So it's up to Taco Nation. It's up to us to continue demanding that Taco Fall play, and not just in these blowout losses, guys. It's up to us and everybody who goes to the games to demand that Taco Fall get meaningful minutes with meaningful rotation players, including starters, to actually develop him in the preseason, which is what it's for, which is what Summer League was for. And even then, they're not even developing him in Summer League. He's still only getting 8 minutes a game. Okay, and there's more bad news because Mark D'Amico, he's the Celtics.com writer. He's the guy. Okay, it's him and Amanda Pflugrad. And he is basically a mouthpiece for Danny Ainge. And he was on Celtics Beat just today or yesterday. And he is saying that not only is Taco Fall going to be cut, but that the Celtics almost definitely already have an arrangement, an agreement with Taco Fall and his agent, that he's going to be loyal to the Celtics for picking him up on their Summer League team and for letting him work out in their gym, in their empty gym. They did him such a big favor that Taco Fall is going to turn down other NBA contracts and he's going to sign with the Celtics in the G League just because he's so loyal to Boston. So that's what one mouthpiece for Danny Ainge was saying. But another mouthpiece for Danny Ainge is Tommy Heinsohn. And Tommy Heinsohn's message delivered tonight during the game, clearly directly from Danny Ainge, is that Taco Fall's agent is saying, no, we're not going to just sign with your D-League team. We're going to go to another NBA team. You have to put him on the regular roster because we have other NBA rosters to be an actual NBA player with actual NBA money in actual NBA contracts. And reading between the lines, guys, Danny Ainge was telling Tommy Heinsohn this and telling him to tell the audience this to help prepare the road for Taco Fall's departure. Okay, and so the idea is we can't. Okay, so the message from Danny appears to be to Tommy Heinsohn from Danny and the PR department, guys, is Tommy, tell them that what Taco Fall needs most is playing time, but that the Celtics can't give it to him. And so if he's going to go to another NBA team, then so be it. But we don't have any minutes for him here. And as much as we'd like to keep him, we feel that what he needs most is a big opportunity to play. And we just don't have that here because we have Grant Williams, and we have Robert Williams, and we have Enes Kanter, and we have Daniel Tice, and we have Jason Tatum playing power forward, right? So there's just no room for Taco. And that's what Tommy was trying to tell us the entire time. And during the game. And remember, they chanted, "We want Taco," about 6-7 times before they actually put Taco in the game. And Tommy and Mike refused to even acknowledge those chants were going on at all because they had the message. And remember, Mike told us just a few days ago, he said he was skeptical about last year's Celtics team and the Celtics told him to zip it. And that's why we never heard Mike Gorman ever say anything negative about Boston last year. It's because he has instructions, guys. These guys are under instructions. So when the fans are chanting 6 times for Taco Fall, these guys are under strict orders. Don't even acknowledge those chants, those cheers. And when he comes in the game, start talking about how there's no room for him in Boston. And how he's got to go to another team because his agent is being uppity. And his agent is saying there's other NBA offers out there, but there's no opportunity in Boston. And that's why Brad Stevens ignored the first 5 calls for Taco Fall. That's why when Brad Stevens put him in the game, Brad probably wasn't even happy because the crowd was going absolutely bonkers. Taco's dunking all over the place, making shots, blocking shots, guys, grabbing rebounds, changing games, intimidating people so they step out of bounds even, I saw one time. Okay, so Brad Stevens hated that, and then he takes Taco Fall out of the game. And not only does he take him out of the game, where Grant Williams then immediately pulls an offensive foul, change of possession, but even on that defensive possession, the last defensive possession of the game, Brad Stevens refuses to just let Taco Fall go in there. Okay, Brad Stevens, our whole entire last possession depended on a tiny midget ball lineup because Brad Stevens hates having Taco Fall around. He didn't want to see Taco Fall block a shot for the win. He would have rather lost. And luckily there was a bad call, a bad offensive foul call. No, a bad defensive foul call. And so the Celtics ended up barely winning. But Taco Fall, they don't want him, guys. They don't want him. So this will be the story. Is he going to get it or not? Are they going to even put him on the roster or not? What it's looking like right now is what they want to do is say, we don't have room for you on our NBA roster, so go ahead and go to another NBA team because we're just too good, we're just too competitive, and we're just too smart with the small ball stuff. But as we saw, guys, tonight, totally exposed. Totally exposed. There's no physicality, there's no rim protection, there's no rebounding, all of these things that Taco Fall instantly gives us. It's a real sad state of affairs, and as you saw, Tommy Heinsohn couldn't even remember Taco Fall's name. He called him Darko about 3-4 times, guys. And even that has racial overtones. But clearly, Tommy Heinsohn did no homework on Taco Fall this summer, and clearly, Tommy Heinsohn is not trying to lose his job because this is where his drinking money comes from, and this is where they feed him lavishly. Okay? This is how he pays his bills. He keeps the job, and he is a shill for Danny Ainge and Wyc Rousebeck. But as you saw, Wyc Rousebeck couldn't have been happy with the performance tonight. He knows exactly what's coming. And in his gut, he must know, as stupid as he is, he must know that the team chemistry is going to disintegrate incredibly fast. Guys, this is a team that didn't even talk to each other last year. And this is a team that still has expectations to not be a pure shit team. So you really think they're going to stick together after losses, after losing streaks, when they're just an utterly mediocre and disappointing team? While Brad Stevens just tries to massage his ego and his fraying nerves as he's one step away from going back to Butler, where he belongs? You think this team is going to stay together? You think Jason Tatum is going to go out there and bang around at power forward? Even LeBron James doesn't like to play power forward, and he never has, guys. But little Jason Tatum is supposed to go out there full-time at power forward and have a big smile on his face, even after the losses? Because Gordon Hayward has to play small forward? There's no togetherness here. There's no team spirit. This is completely artificial, guys. It's going to be another disaster. The only thing that can save this team on the court and off the court is Taco Fall. And Brad Stevens, guys. I can't even stand looking at him anymore. I can't stand looking at Brad Stevens and his stupid, smug, effeminate, and look at his coaching staff. He's got a convicted felon who was invited back for his second year. Convicted felon. And then he's got a couple Joe Schmoes, and then he's got Miss Makeup. And because she was in the WNBA, that means that she knows something about the NBA. So anyway, guys, I've said it all before. I said it all summer. I told you all about this over and over and over again, and I just made videos why the Celtics should tank. And what did today show you? Did it show you anything that we should really be taking this seriously? That we should really be developing Gordon Hayward and Kemba Walker and Enes Kanter? This is what we should really be devoting the season to? When our best players are all these young guys? And Taco Fall should be out there playing as many minutes as he physically can to develop his game and to dominate out there, but we can't even do that. We see Tremont Waters going out there before him and all these other guys. Like, this is upside down basketball, guys. I'm a spectator at this point. But you know, like they can't cut Taco Fall right now. Taco Nation is not going to allow them to cut, no matter what Brad Stevens wants. Guys, Taco Fall is way more popular with Celtics fans than Brad Stevens is. They are going to harass Brad Stevens. Let's see what kind of schedule we have coming up. All right, we play the Charlotte Hornets at home at least. We only have one more home game in the preseason, and it's really up to Celtics fans to go absolutely berserk. But you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they somehow found an excuse to cut Taco Fall before the next preseason game because they don't want to have Brad Stevens be enduring these "we want Taco" chants the whole time. So we will see how this goes. We play Orlando next. That has one of the best front courts in the NBA, and we're going to go out there with the small ball bullshit. everyone out of position, everyone unhappy, everyone selfish, only looking to score because that's the only thing they're good at, and that's the only thing that Danny Ainge even likes about them. So Brad Stevens talks the talk about, defense and toughness and character, but he's shown himself to have no principles whatsoever, and so is Danny Ainge. They don't really have any principles at all, guys. They've been totally exposed. They want these scoring specialists, fancy prancy players, and then they want to tell those guys to play tough and to play physical and to play out of position and to take all these black guys and to do it with a smile and a pay cut. That's not principles, guys. Let me know what you think. I'll see you soon. Peace.